Hello friends and welcome into College Football Now. I am your host Tom Downey, back again with the latest AP Top 25 poll. Many teams on bye, so not very many changes this week. We begin inside the top 5. We'll go 1 to 25 like we always do for you. LSU, they stay at the top spot. Bama's number 2. Ohio State's number 3. Clemson, they actually have the 9-0 mark of those top 4 there. They're at number 4, and Penn State remains at number 5. No changes there. We'll get back to the top 25, but make sure you guys keep watching. We will have winners and losers from this week, and maybe we'll preview LSU Alabama because that's the game of the year coming up this weekend. All right, the top change here, Georgia slides up 2 spots. They take down Florida and take control of the SEC East. Oregon, they took down USC. They stay at 7. Utah jumps up 1 spot to number 8. Oklahoma, they also slide up 1 spot as Florida slides down 4. They check in at number 10. Baylor got a bit of a scare from West Virginia, but they are now number 11. That's 1 spot higher. They actually flip with Auburn, who almost got upset by Ole Miss. They're number 12. Minnesota, also 8-0, just like Baylor. They stay at number 13. Michigan stays at 14. And then Notre Dame in a survival game against Virginia Tech. They win. They go up 1 spot. Minnesota this week gets its first true test of the season. They host Penn State. The Nittany Lions are a 6.5-point favorite on the road. So who do you guys have? Let us know in the comment section. Type P for Penn State, M for Minnesota. I think PJ Fleck's building something nice in Minnesota relative to what they've had the past couple of years, but I'm still going to go with the Nittany Lions. Even on the road, give me Penn State. Number 16, never mind the Wisconsin, beat Michigan head-to-head. They're 2 spots. They did move up 2 spots, though. Cincinnati, they are now number 17, just like they were last week, but they're the highest-ranked group of 5 team. Iowa checks in at number 18. Memphis jumps up 5 spots. They took down SMU. We'll get to them in a second. And Kansas State slides up 2 spots. They are now inside the top 20. It's Iowa at Wisconsin this weekend, a Big Ten West matchup. The winner probably takes that division and gets to face, I assume, Ohio State, or I guess Penn State or Michigan, too, still alive there. Let us know who you got for this one, though. Iowa, they are 5.5-point underdogs at Wisconsin. The Badgers had that embarrassing loss to Illinois. I'm still going to go with Wisconsin in this one. All right, the rest of the top 25 with some big drop-offs in the points here. Boise State, they're ahead of SMU. I'll get back to that later on because I'm not a fan. Wake, they might win 10 games this year. And then a huge drop-off from 23 to 24 and 25. We'll get to those receiving votes as well in just a second. San Diego State is number 24. Navy is number 25. Those teams barely inside that top 25. Now, if you guys are like me and you hate that free phone football commercial, I cannot stand it. You can get rid of those once and for all. Download the My TV Choice app at chatsports.com/MyTV. Download the app, hook it up with your smart TV. It knows when a commercial comes on and will send you awesome videos instead, like, those from us here at Chat Sports, instead of the same boring commercials you've seen thousands of times. Go download the app. It's chatsports.com/MyTV. Here are those receiving votes teams I promised you. UCF is actually the number 26 team. They jump ahead of Texas. Texas was the same spot last week, but Navy and UCF both jumped them. Indiana, they're going to go bowling this year. Great for the Hoosiers. A&M, they got 19 points. Oklahoma State, they got 11. Louisiana Tech, they've got 7. App State lost for the first time this year, and they just got 5 votes in the AP Top 25. The Huskies of Washington still getting some votes. Same with Pitt. Iowa State's got 1 vote. And then rounding out the receiving votes teams here, it is the Virginia Cavaliers. Things have been, well, not great for Virginia. Certainly not as great as maybe some expected, like, yours truly, for example. Let's break down the winners and losers this week in college football beyond just the win-loss column. First up, Georgia. This is a no-brainer, right? They might be the biggest winner of all in college football this week. They take down Florida and, most importantly, take control of the SEC East. Shout out Jake Fromm, who was much better after really back-to-back games of middling play at best. Georgia, they are now in control of the East, and they should be considered the favorites, barring a surprise collapse. They do have a tough game against Auburn, but head-to-head matchup, that's key for the Bulldogs. All right, Utah, they are up next here. I was impressed. Look, this game could have got out of hand real quick for Utah. They were down 14-3 on the road at Washington, down 21-13 with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Then they score 20 points in a row, and they hang on. Tyler Huntley, he's underrated. He is a good quarterback. Zach Moss had a strong showing as well. Utah picks up a huge win. No Pac-12 after dark drama there. It wasn't quite at dark, but you guys know what I mean with that. Some other winners here. I'm going to shout out some very small schools relative to the AP Top 25. Illinois and Oregon State. Shout out to both those programs. Indiana too, but we'll get to them later on down the road here. Illinois is 5-4, and they're going to go bowling. I have very little doubt about that. This would be their first bowl game since 2014. At Michigan State, who's not that good this year. At Iowa, even if they lose those 2 games and they sit there 5-6, Northwestern is terrible this year. That's a home game. Lovie Smith should have the Illini bowling for the first time since 2014. 3 straight wins for Illinois. All right, Oregon State. They are 4-4, coming off back-to-back road wins over Arizona and Cal. Now, the schedule is not that great. Home against Washington, home against Arizona State, at Washington State. You got to win 2 of those games. You're not going to beat Oregon and all that good in the final week of the year. But it's doable for a team that has won back-to-back games. And believe it or not, they are second in the Pac-12 North. I don't know the last time the Beavers were second in the Pac-12 North in November. That's kind of crazy to think about right there. All right, guys, if you love college football, do us a favor. Subscribe, links below there, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We will keep you updated on all things college football. Heck, Tuesday, the first college football playoff rankings are released, and we'll do that here for you live on Chat Sports. So subscribe, get the notifications turned on, youtube.com/chatsportstv. The losers now, the NCAA's very, very thin, non-existent dreams of a group of 5 team going undefeated are now dead. SMU on the road against Memphis. They couldn't pull it off. Shane Buechele had a great game. Brady White was just as good, and Memphis puts up 54. SMU dropped way too far in the polls, but their dreams are now spoiled there in what is a surprisingly strong AAC. All right, also losing was App State. I never really bought into them. They take on Georgia Southern with that triple option offense. They complete 1 pass, Georgia Southern does, in a classic upset game for those triple option teams. They beat App State 24-21. Wesley Kennedy, really nice showing, 145 on the ground as the Mountaineers' 13-game win streak and undefeated season are destroyed. Nebraska, I know you're not ranked, but this has not gone according to plan for Scott Frost. You guys remember when Adrian Martinez was everyone's favorite Heisman sleeper, and Nebraska was a dark horse pick to win the Big Ten West? I do, because I kind of bought into it a little bit. No. Scott Frost, 1-8 in road games at Nebraska as their head coach. That's bad. Martinez has turned the ball over way too much. Purdue had a nice showing, but this is a 3-6 Purdue team that's not going to go bowling. Nebraska needed that one to get bowl eligible, and I like it because they still have Wisconsin, Maryland, and Iowa. They got to win 2 of those 3. I'm not feeling great there for the Huskers. Finally, USC. There was a while that they looked pretty good against Oregon, an early 10-0 lead, and then USC forgot how to play football, I guess. I don't really know. I looked at there were flashes of brilliance from Slovis and Vaughns, but USC got routed. Final score, 56-24. Oregon outscored the Trojans 56-14 after the first quarter, and 7 of those points came late fourth quarter garbage time. It might as well have been 56-7 beyond the first quarter and the late fourth quarter. That was not a good showing for USC with a new AD coming in. I think it's pretty obvious here. Does USC need to fire Clay Helton? I think the answer is yes. If you disagree, let me know why. I don't think Clay Helton's the guy. Go pursue Urban Meyer. There are other coaches out there. And oh, by the way, if you want to see some other candidates, well, make sure you're subscribed. youtube.com/chatsportstv. That video's coming out later today for you. All right, LSU, Bama. I know it's overused. I'm going to do it anyway. This is the game of the year. This is number 1 versus number 2. We don't normally get that in the regular season. Both teams undefeated. Both teams, frankly, not overly challenged this year. Maybe a couple of series here or there or some late game efforts. LSU, Auburn was close scoreboard-wise, but they had kind of control of that game. LSU on the road, a 7-point dog. That is fairly significant. Now, both of these quarterbacks, assuming, of course, Tua is able to go, I kind of assume he's going, so I'd be surprised if he didn't play. Both of these quarterbacks are not just Heisman favorites, they're number 1 overall pick favorites in the NFL draft. Tua continues to be Tua. He's accurate, throws a pretty deep ball, very few mistakes. Joe Burrow has taken a massive leap in his on-field play, almost at 79%, 2,000 plus, almost 3,000. Already set the LSU single-season mark for touchdown passes. Both of them have been great. Both of them will probably get the toughest test they'll face all year beyond potential CFP games. Now, in recent history, well, it's been all Alabama. These have normally been a top 5 matchup, or at least teams into the top 5. Last year was 1 versus 3. 2015 was 2 versus 4. Bama's been in the top 5 for all of these games. LSU's been ranked for all of them. But it's the Crimson Tide who have won 8 straight matchups. So who do you guys have? Bama by 7. They're at home against LSU. Let us know in the comment section. By the way, you saw that over-under? Massive points there predicted. If that holds, that would be the second highest scoring game in LSU-Alabama history. There has been only one that outsurpassed that. That's how Vegas feels about these two offenses. It's not going to be your daddy's LSU-Bama where it's 13-10. This one could have some fireworks on offense. If you feel good about one team, put your money where your mouth is. Head over to BetDSI. It's chatsports.com/bet. Takes you right to it. Use that promo code CFB120 for a 120% deposit bonus. What that means is you put down $50, they give you $60 for free. So even if you're wrong about LSU Bama, you still got plenty of money left over. It's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code CFB120. All right, one more time to the AP Top 25 poll. Here's your 1 through 5. No changes there. There were too many buys this week. We got spoiled a couple weeks ago. We're going to get spoiled again this weekend with LSU, Bama, and some other ranked matchups. But 4 out of the top 5 were on bye. That's kind of a boring slate of games, relatively speaking, in the college football world. All right, 6 through 10, Georgia slides up, and they stay alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, all pretty much, not quite technically, but in reality, control their own destiny for the CFP. If Utah or Oregon win out, they might just find their way in. Oklahoma, a little bit tougher, but these things tend to work themselves out. Those top 9 teams still very much alive for the CFP. Florida is not looking great. Now, Baylor and Minnesota, both undefeated 11 and 13 respectively. Now it gets tough for them. The schedules so far have not been that daunting, but they've beaten who they've played, and I will give them credit for that. Now Minnesota gets Penn State, Oklahoma, Texas coming up for Baylor. They might win 10 games. They might win 9 games. But the schedule now gets very tough for those programs. Let's see how good they actually are. 16 through 20, Wisconsin, Iowa. That's a great matchup this week. How about Cincinnati? Number 17 in the nation, and they are now the Group of 5 hope. Now, they might still get somebody in one of the New Year's 6 bowls, but of course, Group of 5 wants more than that. Here's your potential chaos theory. It's probably not going to happen, but it's fun anyway. What if Cincinnati wins out in the AAC? And what if Cincinnati, by the way, with Memphis winning games and SMU winning games, could the ACC have more top 25 teams than the ACC? I think it's something possible for the American. And what if Cincinnati's only loss is to Ohio State? OSU is blowing out everybody. If that keeps happening, outside chance, very small, but just keep an eye out there for the Bearcats. And then number 21 through number 25, I think SMU fell too far. I know it's the AP poll. There was recency bias everywhere. SMU's only losses to a top 20 team, and they've looked really good beyond that. I don't think they should be behind Boise State. Flip those 2 teams, and I'm fine with it, but I think SMU fell way too far down. But, there's nothing new there from the AP poll. They're just constantly full of recency bias, and it drives me insane.